Oh no, it's White Island's good. White Island's good. The light's better over here. Give me a more specific question.
It's just a huge thing. It's like the scale of it, the density of the filming is enormous.
The other day somebody said, what do you think about scene 727? That's scene 727. It's like, how can you hold 727 scenes? And there's 760 or something in these two movies.
Action!
It's a different movie in some senses than the first one. It's a larger canvas. As a painter, you take up a large painting and a small painting, and it's an entirely different feeling that you're going to come up with. The tools you'd use to make one are not necessarily the tools you need for another one.
You know, left high school, I went to University of Virginia and went to the architecture school there. My parents gave me the money to go to Europe for the summer. And I went to New York on the way there, and I never got to Europe, actually. I just took film courses. So then I went to NYU graduate school, started concentrating on shooting movies, moved to LA and MTV, and here I am. I remember when I started a movie a long time ago, I was doing a lot of MTV, and the director wanted me to do a feature, and she was concerned that I had done so many short projects that I wouldn't have the stamina to last through a feature. Well, the first movie I did was Darkman. That was 119 days. Army of Darkness was 118 days. We just did 267.
My job is to actually be there and think about the shot, one chain link at a time. And if I go too far into the future, inevitably there's a mistake on the set where I should be. So I live only in the present. It evolves while you're doing it. It evolves while you're making it up. It evolves while they're lens up, while you light it, from take to take. It's constantly changing. Take 4 is not like take 3, and in the Brothers' case, take 57 is not like take 22. I don't know. It's hard to tell what it really looks like. People are constantly coming up to Larry and Andy and saying, "What's going to happen in this shot?" And they say, "Give me the viewfinder and give me the actors, and I'll tell you what's going to happen in this shot." And you could do your profile as you like.
Home profile, you mean? Yeah, but I thought it would be a better cut to go this way if you want to come in on that angle.
It's not until you actually do it that you know what it's going to be. They, like the best directors, put their brains on the screen. They put their own desires and wants and concerns on the screen.
They care more about composition than I care about composition. And that's why they line up every shot with the finder first. They're extremely specific about it. You know, when you short side, you know, when you're framing somebody, they're talking this way and you do this, or you force somebody against, you force people apart, you can just say alienation. You always try to find a way to do whatever they want to do. Sometimes you have to tell them no. Sometimes it's just impossible. I'm sure they even thought about actually building Zion. I'm sure it'll be slightly smaller than Sydney. And let's build it in the middle of the earth. Why not? I'm suing this.
We did the freeway scene in San Francisco because there's enough stuntmen in America to do this freeway scene. And they drive on the right side of the street, and the runway was available here. Once you get past all the physical stuff, is getting the camera in places where it hasn't been in most car chases. But really the hardest part is that Larry and Andy wanted to shoot the sequence in content continuity on a freeway which goes east-west and north-south. Hasn't anybody else told you this stuff? Burley Brawl is not really a challenge to me, that's a reward. Burley Brawl is a long period of time in a place that I have total control. Perfect size place, perfect facility, plenty of room, enough time and money to prep it. Nice.
The system working here is sort of a hybrid stereoptic camera. So they could do head replacement, basically. So you have a stereoptic view of the actors, so they could locate them in space, and they could replace the stuntmen's heads with Hugo's head. And this sequence is because of we wanted a ethnic mix in the crowd of thousands that can be found in Australia. It's a bit of a hardship sometimes to work in an aircraft hangar because it's not made to be shot. There's like 60 girders crossing right there over Morpheus's head. It drives me crazy sometimes.
The Matrix code was originally conceived to look like rain. It was supposed to look like water coming down the screen. So when you actually have rain, you of course want to allude to the Matrix code rain. So you want everything that can look like code to remind you of code. So we wanted fat rain, which we ended up with large nozzles and huge amounts of water. We used some different shutter angles. We used some drop frame stuff. We used strobes. Again, it's always a combination thing. This works for this shot. This doesn't work for that shot. This works for that shot. This doesn't work for that shot. In good effects movies, that's usually what it is. You arrive at any effect, any end product through a number of different means, so that as you see it in different points in the movie, you can never quite put it together how it's done. It also, it lends it a life. It looks more organic that way rather than predictable. The lightning is entirely timed to the performance. The first time we ever did lightning was when Morpheus turns around and greets Neo, and the lightning strikes are absolutely specifically timed. In the end, we just cut to the chase and gave them the lightning boxes and let them do the lightning. And being excellent at video games, they were perfect.
Set.
Set and act.
Count sheep at home.
Why? I get paid to count sheep here. Are they giving me some dialogue coaching?
You say sheep,
Sheep.
sheep,
Sheep.
sheep, sheep.
Hey, I haven't signed a release for this sort of treatment. You know, I've spent 4 or 5 years on these 3 movies. I've never had any other job for 5 years. It's got a long day. I don't know. I don't think I can sum it up, really. It's going to be years before I can sum it up. I may name other movies that I think of that are as important. Hopefully I will, but it will probably be the major work of my life.